What's up everyone, this is FP Sticks, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you my really sweaty, intense climb to Legend here in Master League Classic. This is the team that I have been running fairly consistently for the past couple days, and I'm going to be showcasing a lot of battles in this video, highlighting different matchups with this team. So the team that I was able to reach Legend with, there's no Zacian on this, there's no Dialga on this team. Both of those Pokemon are really strong, really meta picks in Master League right now, but I decided to roll with an Excadrill, Lugia, and a Giratina in the back. You can see the IVs on the screen there. My Giratina is best buddy boosted, just to guarantee that I will win CMP in the mirror match, plus I don't have the best buddy ribbon on Excadrill or Lugia. You could run Melmetal instead of Excadrill on this team as well, and arguably it might even perform a little bit better. That way you're not like triple weak to Zarude. But this team, a lot of fun. Excadrill, really glassy in Master League. You're going to see me have to commit shields a lot in the lead, but Lugia functions as the safe swap on this team. It's so bulky that even matchups that are considered hard counters to Lugia, they can't really farm you down, and sometimes you can even thread the shield with Aeroblast. So lots of battles to be shown in this video. Let's jump right into the battles here. So Excadrill into Zekrom. This is obviously a very favorable lead because I'm resisting the Dragon Breath. Wild Charge is going to be heavily resisted. If they're running Crunch, that'll hit me for some neutral damage, but Outrage would be resisted as well. I'm going to shield this up assuming that it is a Crunch, and it is. The fact that my opponent is staying in here means that they're most likely going to be weak to Excadrill in the back. My opponent actually tried to catch the drill run there, and I got really lucky. The game refunded my energy. I actually clicked on drill run, but the game bounced back my charge move and did not throw it. That's a really annoying glitch that's in the game right now because my opponent really made a nice play there. But I'm going to swap into the Lugia here. I know that they have Stone Edge, which I can easily tank, and then I was able to put them into Sky Attack range. Out comes Metagross. This thing is going to get a very heavy farm, but you can see how bulky Lugia is here. They're not able to farm me all the way down. They're going to throw Meteor Mash, and now I'm able to get Giratina aligned with this Metagross. No need to shield this first Meteor Mash. Giratina is going to be able to survive that. And I still have my Excadrill for their Zekrom. Excadrill, despite being so glassy, actually loses a lot of CMP ties just because of its unfortunate overall stat product in Master League. It loses some CMP ties that you might be surprised by, like Dialga. I always had it in my head that Excadrill would win CMP against that, but actually not. Dialga has a higher attack stat. Okay, Zacian in the lead. Zacian, I'm sure you've all ran into Zacian many times. It is probably the best Pokemon in Master League right now. I personally don't have a Zacian, so I'm not able to run one. But when they're in the lead, typically they're running Close Combat and Wild Charge. I feel like it's kind of rare that the Zacian in the lead is going to run Play Rough, so eventually, if you're able to pull it off, which it's difficult to do, but if you're able to catch a Close Combat on the Lugia, that's a really great play. In this particular instance, my opponent went down a shield in the lead, and then they dumped both their Wild Charges on my Lugia. Sometimes I'm able to get that Sky Attack off, but I was not able to get it off in that matchup. My Giratina is unfortunately stuck against this Dialga right here. So I'm going to catch this move on my Excadrill. It is resisted, but look at how much damage that does. Holy cow. I need to get rid of this Dialga, and hopefully my Giratina will have play against whatever they have in the back. They still have that Zacian. It's going to cause a lot of problems for my team. It's a Landorus, so going to be able to get some chip damage off on this Landorus. And then double shielded Giratina is going to have to win this game for me. Shadow Ball plus all of this Shadow Claw damage should be maybe barely not enough to knock out this Landorus here. But I'm going to throw Shadow Ball immediately. I know that Zacian has Wild Charge in Close Combat. So have to shield this up, but they're probably going to bait me with superpower. No, they do go for Stone Edge. They have a move on their Zacian, but I should be able to survive. It's a wild charge. Do I survive the Snarls? Yes, I'm able to Shadow Claw down, and then I'm barely able to get to this Ominous Wind. Really, really close battle there. Good game. Really, really close. The Zacian leads are always tricky to play out. Okay, very favorable lead. Out comes Zacian on the swap in. Now, Zacian on a safe swap typically run play rough, but then the secondary move is always kind of unknown. So I'm going to stay in here and see what they throw. They do throw a close combat. And then I'm able to catch a close combat on my Giratina. Really, really good for me, because this means I can farm up a decent amount here. I do not want to get hit by a play rough. I had a feeling that this was only going to be close combat. And it is. So maybe they were running close combat wild charge, or maybe they just were not able to get to that play rough. But gonna throw the Shadow Ball here. And if this Dialga tries to farm me all the way down, I'm going to be able to get to another Shadow Ball. This is going to do really, really nice damage. Now, one of the drawbacks of Excadrill is that you have to respect the Draco Meteor. It does so much damage. Luckily, in the back is a Groudon, and Lugia absolutely shuts down Groudon. This is such a dominating matchup for Lugia that ideally you want to be able to come out of this with some energy. What I should do here is just go for Sky Attack and then attempt to farm down. They only have one shield left, so there goes the shield right there. And then I'm going to throw a Sky Attack. I could commit to getting to the Aeroblast here, but I know that they still have the Dialga alive. So I thought that they were going to make a swap into Dialga there, so I preemptively swapped into my Excadrill. I was incorrect, but then they swapped in Dialga anyways and threw the Iron Head. Had to respect it and shield it. I'm at back-to-back moves now. Going to lose CMP to the Groudon here. I'm making this match very close when it really shouldn't be based on team comp, but I'm going to be able to farm down this Groudon, and we're going to be able to take that game there. Excadrill, really solid response to Dialga, but if your opponent starts getting fancy and forces you to drop your shields, it's very scary in the endgame. Favorable lead once again. Landorus comes in. I don't have a direct response to this, so I'm going to throw a Rock Slide and then swap into my Lugia this time. Oh! I remember this game. So I was getting very, very close to Legend. If I would have won this battle right here, I would have had a 4-1 in this set, and it would have pushed me over the top to Legend. But let's just see what happens here. I really want to be able to farm this down. I'm thinking there's no way this is Stone Edge, but to be honest, I didn't know the counts for Stone Edge. They land a Stone Edge, I lose Switch, I'm down a shield. Absolutely horrible for me, despite me hard countering them in the lead. And in the back is Groudon. All I needed to do was throw a move and not be so greedy with my energy, and this would have been a very straightforward win. Very unfortunate for me. I got way too caught up in the moment and got too nervous about trying to get a win here, and completely threw that game. Completely made a huge mistake. So jumping into another set here, Mewtwo in the lead. So Mewtwo's obviously running Psy Strike. It takes 5 Psycho Cuts to get there, but now Mewtwo's typically are running either Shadow Ball or Ice Beam as that secondary move. It's going to do a lot of damage. It's going to hit for neutral on, and this Mewtwo's running Flamethrower. Holy cow. So I'm going to throw a Drill Run here, and then eventually I'm going to try to get out of this matchup. I want to catch a move on my Lugia, so I'm able to count correctly, and I was anticipating that this would be a Flamethrower, but it's a Psy Strike. That's even better for me. I really want to be able to farm this down, but out comes Dialga. This is going to happen a lot when you swap Lugia. Dialgas are going to come out, and this matchup is not even that bad for Lugia. Look at how much damage that Aeroblast did. The Dialga cannot really farm down. They have to commit energy here. And then they're going to be so low coming out of this matchup that Excadrill can get some farm. They revealed Thunder, so now I'm not threatened by Draco Meteor. I can fully commit to the farm down here. Their Mewtwo is low, but it has a move. It potentially has a Psy Strike loaded. It's a Togekiss in the back. We're looking good here. Really nice catch on Mewtwo, but honestly, I'm happy that this damage went there anyways. So now all I need to do is shield this, farm them down, get to 2 Rock Slides, and I'll be able to take out that Togekiss in the back. I throw 1 Mud Shot and then throw for optimal move timing, but I'm at back-to-back Rock Slides here, and 2 Rock Slides from Excadrill can easily handle this Togekiss here. Good game. Mewtwo in the lead, always kind of scary based on what they have as their secondary move. These Landorus, man, Landorus has really been popping up in the meta more and more. I'm going to swap to my Lugia immediately, and this draws out their Dialga, totally fine by me. My opponent throws right before I get to the Aeroblast, and they go for the Draco. Nice play. Now, if I would have ended up shielding the Draco, I could have flipped this matchup in my favor. But the thing is that Giratina, the matchup with Excadrill is still, or the matchup with Landorus is still somewhat neutral. I get hardly any farm with my Excadrill, which is really unfortunate. I'm hoping that this is a superpower and we see MP tie, so I shield that up. Now, what is in the back? We've already seen a Dialga come out, so hopefully my Giratina will have play. It's a Mewtwo. Definitely have some play here. I'm going to throw Shadow Ball immediately before they threaten my shield. And they was hoping that I was baiting there, but I went straight for it, and that's going to solidify the victory there. Good game. Okay, Melmetal leads. A little bit scary here. Superpower is going to hit for a lot of damage, but Drill Run is going to hit for a lot of damage as well. In this particular game, I opt to throw the Drill Run immediately. I get a shield, and this is a matchup where Excadrill wins the CMP tie. However, on the second superpower, you will be outpaced. So they end up switching into their Zacian. I don't know why I'm throwing Rock Slide right here. Why am I throwing Rock Slide? Okay, I must have been distracted during this battle, but I make a catch on my Lugia. It ends up being a play rough, so that's alright. I'm anticipating that now they're running play rough Wild Charge though, because otherwise they would have thrown a close combat right there. So most likely going to be a Wild Charge here. Lugia will survive it though. It is Wild Charge play rough, makes sense. Out comes the Melmetal again, and they're getting a hefty farm on me. Not great, but thank goodness Giratina is a very good response to this Melmetal. Have to let my Lugia get farmed down. But now I can safely align my Giratina to this Melmetal. I want to farm up as much as possible. I know that the Zacian, their Zacian is running Play Rough Wild Charge, which my Excadrill actually walls when they're running that moveset. So I'm going to farm as much as I possibly can in this matchup. I'm getting hit by a lot of damage here. It's a Yveltal in the back. That is so bad for me. They sneak a Snarl there. That's really, really bad for me because Excadrill is so glassy that one Dark Pulse is pretty much going to be threatening. Have to shield this up. I need to land 2 Rock Slides on this. I throw 1 Mud Shot and then throw there. I need to get to this second Rock Slide here. But the Yveltal is able to get to a Dark Pulse, and there's no way that my Giratina is going to be able to take out this Yveltal. Yveltal in the back, definitely difficult for this team, but hopefully when you swap Lugia, it might come out there. I had to try to farm down this Zacian, because if I would have thrown there, I would have just been snarled down. So my opponent absolutely destroyed me in that match. Good game. Okay, Reshiram in the lead. I was thinking that it was running Dragon Breath, but no, this is Fire Fang, and it is absolutely destroying my Excadrill here. So I'm going to throw 1 Drill Run, swap into Lugia. I'm hitting for super effective with the Dragon Tails here. This Fire Fang really caught me off guard, and I was pretty rusty on the counts there, so I actually end up shielding the Crunch. Gonna go straight for this Aeroblast, and Dialga is responding to this. So we've seen 2 Dragon types already. This should have been a huge clue that maybe this is a triple Dragon team. But I let that Iron Head go through, and I forced them to throw here because I want to farm down with my Excadrill and try to get to a move against the Reshiram. So I throw this Drill Run, but my Excadrill is so low now And what is in the back? It's a Dragonite, Shadow Dragonite, triple dragon. And so I'm going to go for the ominous wind bait here, but unfortunately, Dragonite's going to win CMP, and even though I successfully baited, it's going to be a CMP tie to this next move. I'm going to try to get to the Shadow Ball, but they got their one Dragon Breath before me, and Dragonite would have won that CMP tie anyway, so ouch. And then Excadrill is too low to take out the Dragonite. Oh my gosh, wild team from my opponent, but really well played. Favorable lead for me. Out comes Mewtwo. Here's a mistake. The way that you should play this, and the way that I play this now, is if I see a Mewtwo, I go straight into Giratina. I overfarm, I shield once regardless of what it is to make sure that I win this matchup. Because Mewtwo's, now that they're running Shadow Ball and Ice Beam, can flip this matchup. I go straight for the Aeroblast, assuming that my opponent would let it go. They shield. This is like absolutely worst case scenario. They shield my nuke, and now I'm just going to get outpaced. And as we know, Excadrill without any shields is not going to appreciate that Draco Meteor. I'm farming up as much as I can against this Mewtwo, but if my opponent shields right here, they can get switch advantage. They let it go, but this Dialga is going to get a huge farm. I'm going to do whatever chip damage I can, but this is really not good. Dialga's getting a massive farm here. And I am now down a shield. What is in the back? It's a Giratina. This is game over. I lose this. Giratina in the back was going to be tough, but if I would have went in there with my own Giratina against their Mewtwo, I always leave that matchup with energy stored, and then I'm able to force a shield off of their Dialga with the Shadow Ball energy. So really well played by my opponent. They're able to come back and win that. Okay, Zacian in the lead. These are always very exciting games because who knows what the Zacian is running in the lead. So they're always going to build up. I really thought that I was going to force a CMP tie here, but they went for the extra Snarl. I'm going to throw another Drill Run. They are pretty much maxed out on energy here. And then I throw one Mud Shot and swap. I am able to catch this move, but what did they throw? They threw a Wild Charge! They blind threw a Wild Charge anticipating my swap. That was the craziest play I think I've ever experienced. But they end up bringing in their own Lugia. I throw the Aeroblast and I get the boost. So very, very good for me. I'm actually going to end up shielding this Sky Attack because I want to force them to expend energy here. And I'm going to potentially try to farm this down. So they're barely not able to get to another Sky Attack. I farm this down. Whatever comes in, I'm going to Aeroblast it. So let's see. They bring out Dialga. This is a boosted Aeroblast. Going to do massive damage. Holy cow. That's resisted damage. It does a lot. Now, I know that they're going to try to combo play me with their Zacian, so I'm watching the top right corner, and I make an immediate response into the Giratina. I'm able to catch this close combat. And we're able to take that game. I could not believe the blind Wild Charge there. Another Zacian in the lead. Very common. So they're farming. Going to throw the Drill Run here. And in the lead, it's very common once again that they're running close combat. So I'm going to shield this up. Now eventually I want to try to catch a move on my Lugia. It's very great when it works out, but when it doesn't work out, it's very punishing because now I'm going to get hit by double Wild Charge. And this is a prime example where one Zacian essentially can wipe out so much of your team. I barely survived that, and they swap into Yveltal. I'm actually really glad that I see this right here. The Lugia baited out the Yveltal. Now my Giratina gets to avoid it. I just need to land, I think, one Rock Slide on this thing to take it out, or it's going to be low enough that I'll be able to Shadow Claw it down late game. So I throw this Rock Slide immediately, and they let it go, but that is not enough to KO. Kind of rough for me. I'm going to shield this because I know that I can get to the Rock Slide here. and then force the Zacian to close combat me or potentially catch the close combat. I'm looking to swap immediately thinking that they're going to try to instant close combat. But in the back is a Reshiram. No, 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 no. Not good. Gonna go straight for the Shadow Ball here. And it connects, which is really good for me. Able to get to this Ominous Wind, but I need to be able to Shadow Claw this down before they farm me down. And I am just barely not able to get there. I'm half a turn late, and this is going to absolutely destroy my Excadrill. Overheat, holy crap. Very well played by my opponent. Good game there. Ho-Oh in the lead. Okay. At this particular point in time, I was playing this Ho-Oh lead by throwing a Rock Slide and then making a move to my Lugia. In this particular instance, my opponent shields the Ho-Oh, so I don't want to make the move into my Lugia until I have successfully landed a Rock Slide. So there's the Rock Slide. I know I'm going to get hit by Brave Bird. Nowadays, when I'm running this team, I swap immediately to my Lugia and start mixing things up. They respond with Giratina. I'm totally fine by this. I really want to get this Aeroblast damage off. They bait me. Nice bait. Going to throw this Aeroblast, and they let it go through. So I have one switch advantage. Their Ho-Oh is very low, but it is a Dialga in the back. Gonna be kind of difficult here because they have such a huge energy advantage now. Drill Run will pretty much KO this Dialga after the Mudshot damage. I was worried that they might try to catch a Drill Run on their Ho-Oh, but now I have to shield this. Watch out for the swap. There it is. I'm able to catch this move onto my Giratina. Does a lot of damage. I farm them down, but Excadrill loses CMP against Dialga, and at this point in time, I was a little bit rusty on remembering that fact. So this is a unfortunate scenario where they have a move stored, and my charge moves didn't even display there because the game glitched, but wouldn't have mattered anyways because Dialga wins the CMP tie there. Good game. Another Zacian in the lead. So we're farming. Gonna throw Drill Run right here. Does a decent amount of damage. I really want to try to catch a close combat, but they held on to their energy. Here comes the flurry of wild charges. Ouch. And now they're gonna mirror with their own Lugia. That's fine. I know I'm gonna be able to get to an Aeroblast here. This is a fairly common team comp that I've been seeing now. Of Zacian in the lead and then Lugia on the swap, and I can't remember what they have in the back. Most likely Dialga because that's super meta and really strong. But gonna let this go, and I'm assuming that their Zacian is running close combat wild charge. I'm bringing in my Excadrill, farming up as much as I can. I have 2 moves stored. And I think Excadrill does win CMP against Zacian, so I'm going to throw this Drill Run. And I get the shield. They still did not throw their move. In the back is a Dialga. Oh my gosh. So farming as much as I can. Going to throw a Shadow Ball. It takes a Shadow Ball plus an Ominous Wind plus a good amount of Shadow Claw damage to KO the Dialga. But at this point in time, I'm going to let this go, save my shield for my Excadrill, farm this all the way down, and this energy is going to be really, really useful here. I have to shield this up, but I need to be able to get to 2 Drill Runs to knock out that Zacian. Looks like I'm 3 Mud Shots away. I sneak a Mud Shot right there. That's actually really, really fortunate that I snuck a Mud Shot right there. I am now at back-to-back. This was not a CMP tie. I get the shield, and I'm able to get to the Drill Run. I believe this was a CMP tie, and Excadrill wins the CMP. And we're able to take that Zacian there. Really, really tough game. Good game. Groudon in the lead. This is awful for me. But what is the fast move? It's Dragon Tail. So this is resisted damage, but Excadrill is so glassy that the Fire Punch is really, really going to hurt. They somehow snuck a Dragon Tail there. They must have desynced on the first move there. I'm going to swap in my Giratina. I was hoping to catch a Fire Punch, but they go for Earthquake. I shielded up. Lugia is for sure my hard counter to this thing, so that's why I swapped the Giratina. They're staying in, and they're farming a bunch. So I'm going to throw this Ominous Wind to see what they want to do. They totally sacked their Groudon. Out comes Giratina. Going to bait with an Ominous Wind here. Do they shield? They do shield. That's really good for me. And I end up getting the freaking boost. I'm going to let this Ominous Wind go through because I knew that I'd survive. And then I'm able to get to this Shadow Ball. This is actually insane that I was able to get there. That boost definitely came in clutch there. Gonna bring in the Lugia. And I'm hoping that there's a Dialga in the back. And my Excadrill will hopefully have some play there. Gonna let the Shadow Ball go through. And they catch on their Melmetal. Wow, really nice play. Have to go into my Excadrill here. Going to farm up a lot here. And then we like desync, lose CMP here, which is not great at all. Really not good at all. But this drill run's going to be able to KO. And then I can safely get to a drill run against the Giratina. We're going to be able to take that game. Okay, Giratina's in the lead. I like to throw a drill run and then immediately swap to my Lugia. Because if they end up staying in there, you can just go for the Sky Attack and take them out. Because the Dragon Tail damage will have done enough at that point. Shadow Ball's going to do a lot of damage. But most likely they're going to respond with a Steel type here. This person opts to stay in. And I'm just going to throw the Sky Attack. Oh, but it actually... Oh, I remember this game. This was actually a visual glitch. They caught the move on Dialga. But it did not tell me that they did. And so that Giratina still is pretty healthy and has energy loaded in the back. And I think at the time that I was playing this game, I didn't realize that it was a visual glitch. And I had no idea what was going on. I think shield this and farm all the way down is a play that I'm going to try to make. But I chicken out and I don't commit to the farm. Unfortunate. Because that Giratina... I still need to land a drill run on it, and it has so much energy stored. Oh my gosh, out comes Ho-Oh. This is really bad. I'm gonna throw a Rock Slide and then swap to my Giratina, but I've eaten so much Incinerate damage on my Excadrill. I know this is gonna be a Brave Bird. It's gonna do a lot, but it doesn't one-shot. They're gonna swap to their Giratina right here. I have to commit to the farm down here in order to have enough energy to get to 2 moves against that Ho-Oh. Thank goodness they didn't boost. I'm barely able to Shadow Claw them down. They sneak in Incinerate upon entry though. That's so bad. I'm 2 Shadow Claws away from this Shadow Ball. I'm able to get there. I see that my switch clock is coming up. I need to try to make a swap here to get to a move on my Excadrill. And I'm able to get to the Rock Slide, just barely survive with a sliver of health left. That game was so difficult. And we were able to barely pull it off there. Good game. Mamoswine, this is a core breaker. I'm essentially kind of triple weak to this. So, kind of have to stay in and just go for the neutral damage that Excadrill can provide here. Drill Run does a lot of damage. I need to get this thing lower or get rid of it. If I get it low enough, then I can just Dragon Tail it down with Lugia. But Mamoswine can do so much work against my team, and especially against my backline. Going to commit my second shield here. I need to get it lower, or I need to get rid of this thing. Going to throw the Drill Run here. And let's see if they let it go. They do let it go. They bring in Giratina. I store a move and then swap to Lugia. Not sure about that play. The issue is that I don't have a solid response to the Giratina in the back. Oh my gosh, they have a Dialga. I'm gonna get farmed all the way down, and then remembering from the previous game, I lose CMP. So I'm gonna throw this Arrow Blast. They do shield it up though, which provides me with a win con. However, they win CMP. But for some reason, they did not throw their move here. And because they shielded, I'm able to land the Drill Run. Maybe they were worried that I would bring in something else, but this is a prime example where having the best buddy boost is really nice here because I'm able to survive this Shadow Ball and then able to get to my own Shadow Ball here and take out their Giratina. I think if they throw a move on Dialga, I'd for sure lose that game, but sometimes you win games because your opponent makes mistakes, and sometimes you lose games because you make mistakes. Okay, this is very typical as to what happens when you swap Lugia. Dialga is a very common response. Now, you can easily flip this matchup if you correctly shield up a Draco. But I knew that this opponent just threw Iron Head, so no need to shield that. And they end up shielding my Aeroblast. Really good for me. I leave this matchup with a shield advantage, and they don't commit to the farm down. They dump their energy. Really, really good scenario for me. Even though I've lost Switch, I'm going to be able to get a decent head start on energy here. Farm up just a little bit. Oh, I think in this scenario, I shield once, farm all the way down. I'm going to have 100 energy coming out of this. Yep, that's what I do. And they're going to bring in the Kyogre. Going to throw a Drill Run here, and then I really need to get out of here and not eat any waterfall damage. But I'm going to throw another Drill Run, and then I have to swap, because the waterfall damage is really going to do a lot. In the back is a Togekiss, okay. In the one shield, this matchup is actually fairly neutral for Giratina. Gonna go straight for the Shadow Ball here. And they no-shield it, knowing that they would survive. Now I'm gonna be able to get to this Ominous Wind. And most likely draw the last shield. I get the boost, and that boost allows me to get just enough Shadow Claw damage where I can Mudshot down this Togekiss and have a move, but then they boost, which actually ends up giving me even more farm, which is kind of hilarious. Out comes the Kyogre. We're going to be able to get to this Drill Run and barely take that game, despite being kind of hard countered there. Oh my gosh, Mamoswine in the lead again. Really not great. Again, it's a core breaker, so I need to stay in and do as much damage as I can. And going to throw a Drill Run here. Unfortunately, gets shielded. Gonna throw another Drill Run, but they're overfarmed on energy here, which makes it really awkward for me to make a move into either of my Pokemon in the back. Because if I let my Excadrill go, I know that I'm gonna get hit by an Avalanche on my Lugia. It's gonna do a lot of damage. They double shield. Oh my gosh. So now, bye-bye Excadrill. Gonna bring in the Lugia and hope that I don't get hit by an Avalanche, and I'm able to farm it down. They have their own Lugia. I have the energy advantage, but I did eat a good amount of Powder Snow damage, which is not great. Gonna throw this Aeroblast, and I'm wondering what they have in the back. I get the boost again. But this is still scary based on what they might have in the back. Now, only my attack is boosted here. My defense is not boosted, so I'm going to be able to knock them out with this Sky Attack, and then I'm just going to blind swap and see what it is. It's a Mewtwo in the back, and I got so fortunate that it was a Mewtwo in the back. We're able to take that game. Very scary. Good game. I think this is the final battle of the video. If you enjoy these longer videos, make sure to let me know in the comments. The Groudon in the lead, not great at all, but we are going to swap the Lugia and they respond with the Dialga. Always go straight for the Aeroblast here. We get a shield, totally fine by me. Being able to leave this matchup with a shield advantage is so strong. If they Iron Head me here, I'm going to be able to get to another move. They have to throw both Iron Heads. That's so good for me. They're pretty much energy dry now. Gonna be able to bring in my Excadrill, and they actually end up swapping their Groudon back in because they don't want to be farmed, which I was very surprised by that play. I'm just gonna stay in here, shield once, and get to another Drill Run and see where they want to spend their shield. So I'm gonna throw this Drill Run. They let it go. Okay, what is in the back? In the back is a Kyogre. I can safely swap here because they're still stuck. But I need to get some Shadow Ball damage off on this Kyogre. They're throwing Surf immediately to stall the Switch Clock. Really nice play. Out comes the Dialga. Gonna throw this Ominous Wind. If they shield, I need to shield and farm down. They do shield. So shield this, farm all the way down, land a Shadow Ball, and we're gonna be able to take this game here most likely. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Best of luck on your climb in Go Battle League. Give this team a shot. I really had a lot of fun running it. And again, you can run Melmetal in the lead. instead of Excadrill, and still performs very well. But thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next video.